Hello and welcome to the Call of Duty Championship presented by Xbox. I am Bricey, and joining me for the first time I've ever casted with this man is Maven. It's going to be great. Let's see how this one goes down. We're going to jump straight on board. It's going to be domination on Sovereign.
Yeah, and this, I believe, is the first match we're going to get from Rise Nation, who was one of the big...
So I think yes, there we go.
Here we go. First game we're going to get for Rise Nation, which I believe, they were one of the, no, don't believe, they were one of the big surprises that we saw at Regionals.
Yes, they certainly were.
With them and Xfinity, I believe, the big game they had was against Curse Las Vegas that declined.
Little bit of an upset there. There
yeah,
certainly was.
Yeah, three guys that were champions last year didn't make it out because of this Rise squad. And, basically this team is fear plus fears, because three of them have a history on the fear team, and fears is like the one odd man out. But yeah, this is going to be a good one.
So I know these Wizards guys for quite a while. They've kind of been around the scene for a little bit. Actually, also an upset at the EU regionals. Everybody thought Ozone Giants was going to win. They're a slightly bigger team in Spain. The Spain really have a big community as well. But the Wizards won. Flex, Kindog, T-Mac, and Jorga have actually done this one. Just one little tip I will give you. Jorga is actually supposed to be George. It's kind of the way it's pronounced.
Gotcha. Yeah, I assume I wasn't sure if it was Jorge or what else. Yeah, it's supposed to Spanish.
I actually messed up. It's supposed to be pronounced pretty much like George.
George. Okay, I can handle that. That's actually a little bit easier for me. But I know with the Rise team, hearing a lot about Fears. He's one of those players that comes out at the beginning of every game as just this monster. And I guess this is one of the few games where he's kind of carried it past that early stage where he just takes over at the start. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they play.
So he's now on board with the man. Let's see how he goes to war here. Has actually got the R5. Does make a good shot, but it does look like the Wizards have come out the gate first. George just want to pick up a kill there. They're trying to lock this one down.
Yeah, and this will be interesting to watch. I know we've talked a lot as the casters, after seeing some of these lands that went on before the event and after SB's domination at regionals, that 4 sub-play we saw always on Sovereign. I think I saw both sides here running 1 AR, so I'm interested to see how this plays out.
There we go. Looney is the man we're going to jump on board with. He should be the first guy to get into an engagement. Looking for somebody. Does manage to get away there. Oracle mode on. Let's see how this one's going to break down. Trying to get a shot there as well. Does manage to pick it up. And now they've really started to turn up here. They're going to go for the split.
Yeah, and this AC control, they're gonna have to move together here. The team of Wizards try and push forward one of these spots, because it is really tough to try and split up and put any kind of pressure on A or C. But we'll see how they play it out. We're at like the 3.5 minute mark now. 6-point lead here for the members of Wizards, and you got to think. I don't know what your predictions were going into this, but you got to think Rise Nation's going to be the favorite for this one.
I think they are the favorite, but at the moment they are not doing great. George is actually 7-2 at the moment. 7-3 as he does drop. We are on board with Pac-Man now. Pac-Man moving around. They're just kind of swapping kills all over the field at the moment and swapping points.
Yeah, and there's that steady fire hit babe we see on land, which has been so dominant with these subs. And just starting out, that 8-3 start for George is spectacular, but still a tight one. We have a 1 point differentiation here, and I can't wait to see how this plays out. We'll find out what our next maps are coming out. I don't know how. Do you have any experience with either of these teams with their S&D gameplay?
Wizards are pretty good. However, they didn't have a great time at regionals. They obviously beat Ozone Giants to qualify.
Yeah.
But after that, they were kind of a non-entity going through the tournament. But it doesn't look like they're stepping it up now at the moment.
Absolutely.
They are really going toe-to-toe.
Yeah, so this really could be anyone's series. And just looking across the KD, really, George's the only one really going off right now, pretty much even across the board for everybody else. The B is just not even being taken at this point. They just each have control of their own point, and it is tied. We do have someone trying to take B now and maybe start to put a little separation in the score here.
However, it does get taken down. There's a nade actually got thrown in there. Kindok now going to go try and go back and cover his own one. Does manage to get that kill as well. However, it has been neutralised. Means he's going to have to wait there and bring it back. But look at that. His teammates are now on B. They're flooding it as well. George trying to lock down long. He's going to go down middle. Doesn't manage to win that gunfight either. And they're all going down, but they did manage to take it.
Yeah, and let's see if they can hold this for any length of time, because, we haven't seen anyone able to build any kind of separation, because no one's held B for more than a couple of seconds. But they were able to take it here, and that is Rise Nation. That is going to be a good setup for them. Let's see if they can lock this down for any substantial amount of time.
Yeah, we can now. On board with Flex. Trying to look at Nest. Nobody actually up there now. Kindok. See if he can try and make a little bit of a difference. They're trying to get into B now. He's going to go for it. Does not have control, as we do see as he gets taken down. Flex now the man. And you know what? They're actually running more ARs than 1, I think, at the moment. They are running 2 or 3.
Yeah, and that is, I don't know how that's going to work against a team like, SB Complexity or TK with that just 4 sub-constant aggression. But with as slow as it looks like Rise Nation's playing at the moment, apparently it's working out.
It is now. They're going to get on the B. They're going to have to there. They don't have full control. There are several people there. It's not a good corner to stand in. Let's go on board with Looney.
Yeah, and we're coming down to the final minute mark of this first side of Sovereign Domination. If you're just tuning in, this is Game 1. Still pretty tight. It's a 10-point lead for the boys of Rise Nation, who, if you're not aware, they were one of the major upsets going into regionals, and they are one of the top 8 American teams here.
They certainly are now. Let's see what they can do. T-Mac is the man we're going to jump on board with from Wizards. Picks up Pac-Man straight away. They're trying to get into here. They're trying to bring this deficit down. They are actually losing now, 71 of 58. They go through, gets taken down by Nest.
Yeah, and they're starting to pull away a little bit here. What was a tight game, really, all the way through until kind of the last minute and a half mark. They're starting to gain a little bit of a lead here. 14 points now. This is a good start for the members of Rise Nation. Let's see if they're going to be able to carry this through for the final 25 seconds.
Pac-Man's going to try and hold this one down. Managed to pick it up as well, so they have got the split on. Who's they going to go and challenge? Flex is going to go in, but there is going to be a player right to his right. Just the patience there displayed. And it does look like they're going to, like I said, going to have that advantage going in, and it doesn't look like they're even going to lose the split.
Yeah, no, and that's the split. If you get a good setup, it is very, very easy to control, especially if you need incredible, like I said earlier, team coordination to push out of that B spawn and try and take A or C. And that was a great finish for Rise Nation. What was tight ended up being, 19-second win for them. So that is a fantastic effort for them.
It really is. You know what? I've always said anything under 20 seconds you can come back from. Anything above 20 seconds, it starts to look a little bit dismal.
Yeah.
They're literally on the cusp of that line.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Great play to begin with from the Wizards, but they just seem to start lagging behind, and they kept lagging behind.
Yep.
And you know what? And it just got locked down further and further by Rise.
Yeah, and that was just a great all-around from Rise. I mean, it did take a little while to get going, but we've seen that from a lot of the big teams so far today. At least I know the ones that I've casted, whether it's been, TK, Envy, they start out a little bit slow in some of these respawns, but then at that halfway point or later on, they just start, once they get set up, they really start to pull away.
Yeah, they certainly do. Now we're going to go into the second half. I kind of want to ask your prediction now. I know you're not that familiar with Wizards, but we've seen 5 minutes. What do you think?
It was tighter than I thought for most of that game. I kind of expected, I've seen quite a bit of, Rise Nation. They have a ton of talent on that squad. Just coming in, I mean, America, the United States pretty much has a lot of the powerhouse teams. That They do. It's just the fact of the matter. So you go in kind of expecting a lot of dominance. The upsets we've had already today. I mean, I'm sticking with Rise, but you don't know. I mean, what have we've seen? FaZe drop a game to an Australian team. We had.
This is exactly my point. I've been trying to make the entire day. How do you make predictions now?
It's crazy. Like, it's wild. Now we have. For those of you not aware, if maybe you haven't been tuning into any of the other streams, I know for the one group, the NB group, they had to win to get into a 3-way tiebreaker, which is going to come down to a 1-game S&D between the three. That's just wild. Like, I don't even know when that's going to go live, but that's going to be crazy.
Oh, it certainly is. That's actually going to be coming up. I think they're probably in that today, if I'm honest. But we're going to go in there, and it is a 19-point lead currently to the team of Rise going up against here. Can the Wizards bring it back?
Yeah, that's we're going to see kind of the discipline and the strength of this Wizard team, because I'm going to go ahead and assume that they haven't played on this type of stage. Whereas, these guys have, Rise Nation have been in a lot of big events. They were just at Regionals, which was a highly publicized, highly watched event. A lot of these international teams really haven't been at something like this. So the pressure is a lot bigger, and it's been great to watch some of them just bust right through that and go on a tear.
It certainly is. And it actually looks like the Wizards are running a dual AR again. There is one here. I think it's Fizz who's going to be running it there, using the muscle plate. That's an interesting angle he's trying to shoot through. I'm not sure he can actually see anything there, but Oracle mode on.
Cutting up that C-flag. But, now we'll see how this break turns out. I mean, there wasn't really a good push at B that first round, but, we had B taken over instantly here, and that, for the Rise Nation squad, if they can get this set up and hold at the beginning of this game,
goodness,
that was just filthy from Weeds, and he is just a raw talent. His shot is just fantastic.
Oh, it certainly is. And he seems to just be holding here at the moment. So they picked up a 3 there. It just seemed like a very casual 3. He kind of just went, I've got these. That's not even worried about it. Picked up another one as well. Now 4-0. He's on a 4 streak at the moment. Just seems to be holding around B, floating around, trying to pick up any kills he can. Another one coming down. Does get shut down eventually.
Yeah, I think he got stuck in a little hop there on the box. And it's just, this is scary right now for Wizards because, being down 19, they cannot go down in a big hole at the start of this game or it's just going to be too much to climb back from.
It is. You don't really want to be in that position where you've got to do so much work. Yeah. You do not want to be in a position where you've got to go for a triple cap or a double and a neutralize, because at that point you're forced to take risks. The other team know what you're doing and can quite happily just overextend and trade with you.
Yeah, typically that frantic play, when you're down, just leads to miscommunications and leads people being out of position, and it really can just backfire, and the lead just grows and grows and grows.
It most certainly does. Now on board with Pac-Man. Let's see what he can do. He's just trying to hold this one down as well. Look at it. He's going to go through. And he's actually managed to slip past somebody there and then to find somebody. He's going to keep running.
Oh my God, Pac-Man!
That was ridiculous.
Wow, I'm sorry, T-Mac, but I'd take a second, maybe take a few deep breaths on that next respawn because you were just turned on, sir.
I would book your next therapy session, my man. That was just disgusting. He just made it look so easy as you ran past. Now ball with Kindok, though. And I think they're struggling now to even hold a little bit against them. This is not as one-sided as it was last time.
Yeah, they had that B control for a bit there. We were so hopped up in that Pac-Man play, I didn't even see when that flipped. But they're climbing back in this. They're going to have to, I'd say, the next minute or so, at least, they need to get a lockdown of 2 caps just to claw back into this one.
They really do. I mean, that time has got to go back. It's over a minute of a 2 cap to 1. So they're going to have to really put some time down. And every single time it ticks over, once again, that's a little bit further away they are from their goal and a little bit less time they have to turn it around.
Oh, well, I thought that they had actually lost B during that. So, no, they are still in control. I guess they climbed back during the period right before that. But, yeah, this lead actually is starting to climb back up to 13 seconds. So we're at like 32 here. And, if what you said holds true, that 20-second range is scary. 30 is not looking any better.
It really is not. I said, with that time ticking down at the moment, 2 minutes 17 left to go, it doesn't mean they're going to have to start taking a risk. It's only 12 points a second you can gain the other team with a 2 cap to 1, 24 with the double and the neutralizer, and 36 if you get the triple cap on. But like I said, those 2 last ones are very difficult to do.
Oh, yeah, they really are. And we're hitting the 2-minute mark. And basically, time is not on the side of the Wizards right now. Rise Nation is completely in control. They're looking confident. And this is going to be tough to come back, especially 2 down for them, 3 down. And this is just complete control from Rise Nation.
And this is what I said about this is the position you do not want to be in here. Literally, Wizards cannot win with a 2-1. They have to go for something bigger.
Yeah.
And that's where trouble comes in. We've seen it a lot here. When a team overextends, they cannot end up losing anything. The amount of times we've seen a triple cap turn into a reverse triple cap simply because they've spread too thin is quite high.
We've seen some teams, when you have maybe a complexity or, one of the big teams playing against maybe a lesser team, that 3 cap, we've seen it done. We've seen some crazy comebacks. But when you're already on your heels playing on what, is the favorite, that's going to be very, very, very difficult.
It certainly is. Now, George going to try and move around here, trying to do something here in the last minute. They can still do it. I think with a triple cap, it's just within reach. But it's within reach, but it's a long reach.
Yeah, holding that triple cap for the last minute, I think we'd be on our feet throwing stuff because that would just be wild.
Yeah, most certainly would. Now George is trying to put some shots down. He's going to go up top. They're going to get one. Not able to put it down. Didn't even get a hit marker there.
Yeah. The shots were a little suspect, but that is a tough, kind of a tough battle there with an MTAR. Basically, kind of across half map there, shooting at a head glitch.
Now we're going to jump on board with. I was trying to jump on board with somebody in the engagement. Didn't work. T-Mac now on board with him. And you know what? This is all over now. It's mathematically impossible for the Wizards to do anything. It looks like Rise are going to take this first map.
Yeah, and fantastic game from Wheats. He started out hot. 5-0, and just continued. I mean, he's a 12-6 now, leading his team in caps. He has more caps, he did a second ago, than the entire team of Wizards combined. So just great performance from him. He's really doing it all in this first game.
Yeah, so they just seem to pull away there. They seem to have another gear they can shift into. The Wizards can't really reach. And they're just getting further and further away. It looked like it was going to be close, and now it's anything but.
Yeah, and that's, we've seen this. Running 1AR has been kind of suspect after we saw regionals in this map. Running 2 ARs is just, you don't have the speed to put pressure on points. You just don't. So that ends up turning into, pretty close to 50, 60-point game there by the end. So that was a big performance from Rise Nation. I think that, honestly, that momentum probably is going to carry them through, possibly to a 3-0. I'm not saying that's my prediction, but that was a very strong game 1 from them.
You know what? I really agree with you there. Domination. We're talking about momentum in Call of Duty a lot. The thing is, going from domination to S&D always kind of a momentum breaker.
Yeah,
but
true.
You've got to still have that confidence. If you know if you can get that S&D now down, it's probably going to be a 3-0.
Yeah.
So they're going to be looking to do that. That's really see what they want to do here. They probably want to put this one to bed and go, you know what? It's coming to one of our first games and going forward into it. We want to start the first day strong.
Yeah, because you need to win that S&D because, obviously, Rise Nation kind of prove when it comes to a respawn-type game, they're the stronger team. But like you said, Search and Destroy is pretty much an entirely different game. It doesn't play anything like it. So they really need to win that, take that momentum then into that Game 3 Blitz to have any shot here.
Yeah, they do, and we'll be back with map number 2. We'll be Search and Destroy right after this.